Hey there everyone, today in this video we are heading in the world of anime, to bring you the top 20 anime with overpowered main characters which are highly recommended, so let's dive straight in. Number 20, Chillin' in Another World with level 2 super cheat powers. A charming isekai comedy about an unremarkable merchant summoned to another world to be a hero, or maybe just to hang out. The magical kingdom of Clearode summons hundreds of heroes from other worlds every year to fight in their war against the Dark One and his army of powerful demons. Banaza, a young merchant, is summoned to an unfamiliar world to become a legendary hero, but his unimpressive stats disqualify him, and Banaza isn't sent home, but exiled to the edge of a monster-filled forest. Fortune takes a turn when his first battle bumps him to level 2 and his previously NPC grade stats leapt to infinity. Banaza is determined to live a normal life despite his god-level powers, but his world is turned upside down yet again when he meets Fenris, a fair maiden who happens to be a fiendish demon. Kick back and chill with Banaza's tale of cheating his way to an easygoing existence in a thrilling fantasy world. Number 19, My Instant Death ability is so overpowered. The story reveals that the fantasy world Yogiri and his classmates were summoned to is actually a dream world created by a powerful being, known as the Great Sage. This world, located at the bottom layer of the universe, is frequently invaded by gods, demons, and other powerful entities from various timelines. Originally, this dream world was protected by 12 guardian deities. However, a pair of twin gods appeared and killed 7 of the guardians, drove away 4 others, and greatly weakened the last one. The ultimate god and the twin gods and the great sage maintain an uneasy truce, working together to protect the world from external threats. To maintain the world's fighting strength against invaders, the great sage periodically summons humans from other worlds to serve as sage candidates. The twin gods also bring in individuals from other worlds to cultivate powerful heroes like the Sword Saint. Number 18, Irregular at Magic High School. In the dawn of the 21st century, magic, long thought to be folklore and fairy tales, has become a systematized technology and is taught as a technical skill. In First High School, the institution for magicians, students are segregated into 2 groups based on their entrance exam scores. Bloons, those who receive high scores, are assigned to the first course, while Weeds are reserve students assigned to the second course. Mahuka Kuku no Redusei follows the siblings, Tatsuya and Miyuki Shiba, who are enrolled in First High School. Upon taking the exam, the prodigious Miyuki is placed in the first course, while Tatsuya is relegated to the second course. Though his practical test scores and status as a weed show him to be magically inept, he possesses extraordinary technical knowledge, physical combat capabilities, and unique magic techniques, making Tatsuya the irregular at a magical high school. Number 17, Charlotte. If not for his ability to take over people's mind and body, Yu Otosaka would be an ordinary high school student, though it only lasts for 5 seconds at a time. Yu's mysterious power allowed him to cheat his way to the top of his class and enter a prestigious high school, where he continues his dishonest acts. His shenanigans are eventually stopped by Naotomori, the headstrong student council president from Hoshinomi Academy, who sees through his deceit. Through coercion, now convinces Yu to transfer to Hoshinomi and join the student council. Hoshinomi Academy is secretly an institution created for adolescents who possess supernatural abilities, with the student council serving as a means of locating those who abuse their powers. With Yu begrudgingly assisting in council affairs, the group sets out to find and protect new ability users from harm. However, as they further investigate the abilities, their findings entangle them in far more complicated matters than they could ever imagine. Number 16, Tanya the Evil. Tanya de Garekaf is a young soldier infamous for predatorial-like ruthlessness and an uncanny tactical aptitude, earning her the nickname of the Devil of the Rhine. Underneath her innocuous appearance, however, lies the soul of a man who challenged being X, the self-proclaimed god, to a battle of wits which resulted in him being reincarnated as a little girl into a world of magical warfare. Hellbent on defiance, Tanya resolves to ascend the ranks of her country's military as it slowly plunges into world war, with only being X proving to be the strongest obstacle in recreating the peaceful life she once knew. But her perceptive actions and combat initiative have an unintended side effect, propelling the mighty empire into becoming one of the most powerful nations in mankind's history. Number 15, Trinity 7. One day the bright red sun stopped shining, causing the breakdown phenomenon, the destruction of Arata Kasuga's town and the disappearance of the people inhabiting it. All, however, is not yet lost, as by utilizing the magical grimoire given to him by his childhood friend and cousin Hajiri Kasuga, Arata's world gets artificially reconstructed. In order to investigate the phenomenon, Lilith Asami appears before Arata, whose artificial world suddenly disintegrates. He is given 2 choices: hand over the book or die. However, Arata chooses the third option, enrolling in the top-secret magic school Royal Biblia Academy, where 6 other magical users await him. Together with Lilith, these 6 form the Trinity 7, the elite of the school, who each bolster their own power and skill. With the ambition to save Hajiri and the help of his newfound friends, Arata stops at nothing to prevent the destruction of his beloved hometown and to bring his best friend back. Number 14, Chivalry of a Failed Knight. There exist few humans in this world with the ability to manipulate their souls to form powerful weapons, dubbed blazers. These people study and train at the prestigious Hagen Academy to become mage knights. Among the students is so-called Failure Iki Kurigane, the sole F-rated blazer, However, when the worst student in the academy sees Stella Vermilion, an A-rank blazer who also happens to be a princess, naked, she challenges him to a duel with dire stakes. The loser becomes the slave of the winner. There's no possible way that Stella can lose, right, as he tries to prove his strength to a world that believes him to be the weakest. Ikki gains new friends, wisdom, and experience. Number 13. Ishura. After the demise of the Demon King, the resulting power vacuum has broken the balance of the world. Eager to claim this power for themselves, self-proclaimed demon kings from various worlds assemble in the new principality of Lithia to fight for. Among them, Master Swordsman Sojiro Yagyu seeks to take this coveted position for himself, joined by Tui Kagizume no Yuno, a young girl he saved from an army of golems that destroyed her city. Sojiro enters Lithia to battle his way to the title. At the same time, the leaders of the Oryasia Kingdom seek to destabilize Lithia by launching bandits after the convoys of merchandise transiting through the principality. Enraged, Amashime of Terran, the founder of Lithia and defector from Oryasia, sends vicious thief Kasasagi no Dakai to investigate the origin of these attacks. With war on the brink of eruption, no one can predict what influence the contenders for the Demon King's throne will have on the coming conflict. Number 12. Kakuryou. Abandoned as a child by her mother, Aoi Tsubaki has always had the ability to see Ayakashi spirits from the hidden realm. Shuru Tsubaki, her grandfather who shared the same ability, took her under his wing and taught her how to live with the Ayakashi in peace. When her grandfather abruptly passes away, the independent Aoi must continue her college career, armed with only her knowledge and cooking as a means of protection against the human-eating spirits. In hopes that the Ayakashi will not turn to her or other unknowing humans as a tasty meal, she takes it upon herself to feed the hungry creatures that cross her path. After giving a mysterious Ayakashi her lunch, Aoi is transported to the hidden realm, where the Ayakashi reveals himself to be an ogre god known as Udana, the master innkeeper. There, she learns that she was used as collateral for her grandfather's debt of 100 million yen, and that she must pay the price for her grandfather's careless decision by marrying Udana. Aoi valiantly refuses and decides to settle things on her own terms. She will pay off the debt herself by opening an eatery at Udana's inn. Number 11. Grimgar. Fear, survival, instinct. Thrown into a foreign land with nothing but hazy memories and the knowledge of their name, they can feel only these three emotions resonating deep within their souls. A group of strangers is given no other choice than to accept the only paying job in this game-like world, the role of a soldier in the reserve army, and eliminate anything that threatens the peace in their new world. Grimgar. When all of the stronger candidates join together, those left behind must create a party together to survive. Despite its resemblance to one, this is no game. There are no redos or respawns. It is kill or be killed. It is now up to this ragtag group of unlikely fighters to survive together in a world where life and death are separated only by a fine line. Number 10. Misfit of Demon Academy. In the distant past, a war between humans and demons brought about widespread chaos and bloodshed. To put an end to this seemingly endless conflict, Demon King Anos Voldigod willingly sacrificed his life, hoping to be reborn in a peaceful future. In preparation for their king's return, the demon race created the Demon King Academy, an elite institution tasked with determining Anos' identity when he reawakens. He reincarnates 2 millennia later, but to his surprise, he soon learns that the level of magic in the world has drastically waned during his absence. Moreover, when he enrolls at the academy to reclaim his rightful title, he finds out that Demonkind remembers him differently. His personality, his deeds, and even his legacy are all falsified, masked beneath the name of an imposter. This lack of common knowledge renders him the academy's outlier, a misfit never before seen in history. Despite these drawbacks, Anos remains unfazed. As he sets out to uncover those altering his glorious past, he takes it upon himself to make his descendants recognize that their ruler has finally returned. Number 9. Code Geass. 1 year has passed since the Black Rebellion, a failed uprising against the Holy Britannian Empire led by the masked vigilante Zero, who is now missing, at a loss without their revolutionary leader. Area 11's resistance group, the Black Knights, find themselves too powerless to combat the brutality inflicted upon the 11s by Britannia, which has increased significantly in order to crush any hope of a future revolt. Lelouch Lamperouge, having lost all memory of his double life, is living peacefully alongside his friends as a high school student at Ashford Academy. His former partner CC, unable to accept this turn of events, takes it upon herself to remind him of his past purpose, hoping that the mastermind Zero will rise once again to finish what he started. In this thrilling conclusion to the series. Number 8. Hellsing Ultimate. There exist creatures of darkness and evil that plague the night, devouring any human unfortunate enough to be caught in their grasp. On the other side is Hellsing, an organization dedicated to destroying these supernatural forces that threaten the very existence of humanity. At its head is Integra Fairbrook Wingets Hellsing, who commands a powerful military and spends her life fighting the undead. Integra's vast army, however, pales in comparison with her ultimate weapon, the vampire Alucard, who works against his own kind as an exterminator for Hellsing. With his new vampire servant, Sarah's Victoria, at his side, Alucard must battle not only monsters, but all those who stand to oppose Hellsing, be they in the guise of good or evil. In a battle for mankind's survival, Hellsing Ultimate proves that appearances are not all they may seem, and sometimes the greatest weapon can come in the form of one's worst nightmare. Number 7. Mob Psycho 100. 8th grader Shigeo Mob Kageyama has tapped into his inner wellspring of psychic prowess at a young age, but the power quickly proves to be a liability when he realizes the potential danger in his skills. Choosing to suppress his power, Mob's only present use for his ability is to impress his longtime crush, Sabomi, who soon grows bored of the same tricks. In order to effectuate control on his skills, Mob enlists himself under the wing of Arataka Reagan, a con artist claiming to be a psychic, who exploits Mob's powers for pocket change. Now, exercising evil spirits on command has become a part of Mob's daily, monotonous life. However, the psychic energy he exerts is barely the tip of the iceberg. If his vast potential and unrestrained emotions run berserk, a cataclysmic event that would render him completely unrecognizable will be triggered. The progression toward Mob's explosion is rising, and attempting to stop it is futile. Number 6. The Rising of the Shield Hero. The four cardinal heroes are a group of ordinary men from modern-day Japan summoned to the kingdom of Melromark to become its saviors. Melromark is a country plagued by the waves of catastrophe that have repeatedly ravaged the land and brought disaster to its citizens for centuries. The four heroes are respectively bestowed a sword, spear, bow, and shield to vanquish these waves. Now Fumi Iwatani, an otaku, becomes cursed with the fate of being the shield hero, armed with only a measly shield. Now Fumi is belittled and ridiculed by his fellow heroes and the kingdom's people due to his weak offensive capabilities and lackluster personality. When the heroes are provided with resources and comrades to train with, now Fumi sets out with the only person willing to train alongside him, Maldi Melromark. He is soon betrayed by her, however, and becomes falsely accused of taking advantage of her. Now Fumi then becomes heavily discriminated against and hated by the people of Melromark for something he didn't do. With a raging storm of hurt and mistrust in his heart, now Fumi begins his journey of strengthening himself and his reputation. Further along, however, the difficulty of being on his own sets in, so now Fumi buys a demi-human slave on the verge of death named Raftalia to accompany him on his travels. Number 5. Noragami. Yato and Yukine have finally mended their relationship as god and regalia. As a minor and unknown deity, Yato continues to take odd jobs for 5 yen apiece in hopes of one day having millions of worshippers in his own grand shrine. He has yet to fix Hiyori Iki's loose soul, but she cheerily prepares for high school nonetheless. While things are seemingly back to normal, the complicated history between Yato and Bishamon, goddess of war and warriors, resurfaces. Bishamon holds a mysterious old grudge against Yato, which results in violent clashes between them. To further complicate matters, Bishamon's most trusted regalia, Kazuma, is indebted to Yato when lives are on the line. Unraveling these secrets is possibly the only way to correct mistakes of the past. Number 4. Blue Exorcist. Humans and demons are two sides of the same coin, as are Asaya and Gehenna, their respective worlds. The only way to travel between the realms is by the means of possession, like in ghost stories. However, Satan, the ruler of Gehenna, cannot find a suitable host to possess and therefore remains imprisoned in his world. In a desperate attempt to conquer Asaya, he sends his son instead, intending for him to eventually grow into a vessel capable of possession by the Demon King. How no exorcist follows Ren Okumura, who appears to be an ordinary, somewhat troublesome teenager. That is until one day he is ambushed by demons. His world turns upside down when he discovers that he is in fact the very son of Satan and that his demon father wishes for him to return so they can conquer Asaya together. Not wanting to join the king of Gehenna, Rin decides to begin training to become an exorcist so that he can fight to defend Asaya alongside his brother Yukio. Number 3. Trigun. Vosh the Stampede is the man with a $60 billion bounty on his head. The reason he's a merciless villain who lays waste to all those that oppose him and flattens entire cities for fun. Garnering him the title the Humanoid Typhoon, he leaves a trail of death and destruction wherever he goes, and anyone can count themselves dead if they so much as make eye contact. Or so the rumors say, but in actuality, Vosh is a huge softie who claims to have never taken a life and avoids violence at all costs. With his crazy donut obsession and buffoonish attitude in tow, Vosh traverses the wasteland of the planet Gunsmoke, all the while followed by 2 insurance agents, Meryl Streif and Millie Thompson, who attempt to minimize his impact on the public. But soon, their misadventures evolve into life or death situations as a group of legendary assassins are summoned to bring about suffering to the trio. Vosh's agonizing past will be unraveled and his morality and principles pushed to the breaking point. Number 2. Dr. Stone. After 5 years of harboring unspoken feelings, high schooler Taiju Uki is finally ready to confess his love to Yujiri Agawa. Just when Taiju begins his confession, a blinding green light strikes the earth and petrifies mankind around the world, turning every single human into stone. Several millennia later, Taiju awakens to find the modern world completely non-existent. As nature has flourished in the years humanity stood still, among a stone world of statues, Taiju encounters one other living human, his science-loving friend Senku, who has been active for a few months. Taiju learns that Senku has developed a grand scheme to launch the complete revival of civilization with science. Taiju's brawn and Senku's brains combine to forge a formidable partnership, and they soon uncover method to revive those petrified. However, Senku's master plan is threatened when his ideologies are challenged by those who awaken, all the while the reason for mankind's petrification remains unknown. Number 1. To Your Eternity. An orb known only as It is cast to Earth to be observed from afar, capable of changing forms from beings whose reflections it captures. It first becomes a rock and then, due to the rising temperature, moss. It does not move until one snowy day, A wolf at death's door barely crosses by. When it takes the animal's form, it attains awareness of its consciousness and starts to wander with an unclear destination in mind. Soon, it comes across the wolf's master, a young boy waiting for his tribe to return from a paradise abundant with fish and fruit in the south. Although the boy is lonely, he still hopes those whom he holds dear in his memories have not forgotten him and that he will reunite with them one day. The boy wants to explore new surroundings and decides to abandon his home with it to find the paradise using the traces his tribe left behind. However, with a heavily injured body and no sight of his elder comrades, what will become of the boy? And that's a wrap on our countdown of the top 20 anime with the most overpowered main characters. Which one blew you away the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.